swords. Also, I'm still having... I had to cancel all my subscriptions to everyone, sadly. No, Blue! All your subscriptions! No! It's probably for the better. Hopefully, like, as you grow in, like, Twitch and such like that, you'll, you know, have a little more leeway and you'll be able to get to some of the subscriptions you like. Be right back. Fair enough, Jason. Thank you for lurking. Alrighty. Tier list. I found a fairly good one for all the swords. So we have all these ones and hands. There we go. And the benefit is they are all labeled. So I don't have to, like, kind of guess what some of these are. Like, I'll be honest with you, like, this katana here, I thought would have been the same as this, like, Falx. Hi, Bubba. Welcome to the stream. You're just in time. Actually, I should probably put in a little thingy. Right, stream marker right there. Earlier on, like, several streams ago, number of viewers were able to contribute enough channel points, so I now need to do a tier list of a whole ton of different swords, because I am very much of the thinking that the katana is an overrated sword, and we have so many other cool swords. Like, look at some of this shit. I love how we have Viking sword and short sword, but, like, look at these. The shaksha, the scimitar over there, the rapier. We have so many swords we need to go through. And I'm going to be putting them into, like, this little tier list here. Sword and Stipple. I am saving up for a deposit on a partial suit. Ah. Meaties. Maybe I need to save up money too. I need to do things. I need to save up money, and I also need to try and expand my Twitch audience, so then that way I have a lot more or disposable income coming my way to help pay off bills, and also be able to do things such as get a deposit down for partial first shoot. Would be nice. I wonder if I can get that done before the end of the year. Hopefully so. Katana just meets sword in Japanese. Yeah, no, exactly. But it's like the technique of the katana is unique enough that it's a separate thing, which is why we're doing this tier list. So, first up, the arming sword. This very simple sword. It's like, I want to put it somewhere either at like S, more like high A. Because, like, even though it's like a double-edged sword, it is fairly good for stabbing, and it's more often used for thrusting. It's really cool. Jesus Christ, look at this thing. The Aruval. What is... It is weird to look... Like, which way is the curve going? Because, like, if you look at... Like, hang on a sec. If you look at, like, the handle, like, it's curving... I imagine that you're meant to have the... Like, this would be the bladed side for some reason. But because there's, like, a handle guard, like, here, it makes me think that instead, this is the sharp edge. That is a... C. That is a weird one. Bastard sword. This one is just a really good sword. The reason why it's called a bastard sword is because it's one of those, like, bastardized handles. Haha, bastardized. Where you can hold it one-handed a lot of the time, but there's about half a length extra to the handle, so then that way, if you want to do, like, a lot more strength into your swing or into your parries, you can two-hand it instead. This is Longclaw in Game of Thrones. It's Aragorn's sword Brisingar. I'm pretty sure it's Aragorn's sword as well. The Nidrasil, I think it's called. Like, there's a lot of iconic fantasy swords that go with the bastard sword because of, like, you know, this mix of being able to go one-handed for, like, the ching, 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 like, fast movements, and then it's two-handed for, like, you know, the extra power and thrusting. S tier, right there. This is just, like, a really good sword for, like, the mixing it needs to do. So, yeah. Bellabang. It's like one of the early starts of our curved blades. A. Meanwhile, this fucking Bileo. I've seen these. They look rather flat. Like, they feel extra flat and thin, so they're not really, like, they don't seem all that great for, like, actual, like, blocks and deflects. So, and plus they don't seem as cool as this Aruval. Meanwhile, we have this broadsword over here with like, oh, it's even got like a fucking massive crossguard over there. This one, I'm gonna have a little bit of a bias for this one because the fact of the matter is that this broadsword is probably used like fairly often during like piracy and such beside the cutlass, because you'll also see it in like Sidmir's. However, I don't know if I would put it like either at high A or... No, I think it's high A, because like, although it is a bit of a thick sword, like, every time I look at it, I don't imagine it being like a one-handed, despite the fact its little crossguard there does, or its little like cage makes me think it's meant to be held one-handed instead. I'm gonna put it high. I'm gonna put it high A. Bronze Age sword. Ah. D. Bronze is weak as fuck. Like, we had copper, we went over to the Bronze Age, but quite frankly, iron and steel are just much better variants, and a lot of these swords here are already in the iron or steel segment. So, bronze sword, D. Butterfly sword, however, is just a fucking, you know, thick dagger / cutlass. Low C. What the fuck is this? A Chokuto. Okay, this is the first time I'm gonna have to, like, Google a sword. Chokuto. It's a straight-edge Japanese sword that was mainly produced prior to the 9th century. Likely derived from similar swords of ancient China. Was used on foot for stabbing or slashing and were worn hung from the waist until the Hellion such period. Such swords were called tachis. And would not be refused with the tachi, which is for the curved sword. Ah, okay, so this is like pre-katana stuff. D. They started spoiling the Warhammer 40k Commander precons. We have a card called Blood for the Blood God. Yeah, nope, I saw some of them. The Blood for the Blood God card, it just... There's this Nicobolus black card that I feel like is just a lot cooler than the Blood for the Blood God. So, but they also created a reprint of one of the blue spells, and they just made it like aesthetically and lore related to Warhammer 40k. Fabricate. Hold on, throat. Ah. So yeah, they recreated, they like reprint Fabricate within the Warhammer 40k, so I think that's pretty cool. But otherwise, yeah, magic cards are weird. This Cincudella, my god, this is like, I remember seeing this in Assassin's Creed 2. Like, this is one of the daggers you can have. It's not really a dagger, I don't think, but my god, like, look, like, there's barely any crossguard on it. It's, like, very circumstantial. Claymore. B tier. I know people like the Claymore. People think it's, like, really fucking cool and really tall. It is a big fucking sword, okay? It's like, hello, Avalon. Why isn't it S tier? Look, it's, I feel like the Claymore, like, you'll also see something called a Zweihander, which is used in, like, Dark Souls, but I saw it on this list earlier. It's a Chad sword, okay? Sorry, it's a compensating sword. Like, you'd think it'd be Chad, but really, the true Chad is the fucking bastard sword. Or, the Claymore is just, like, extra big. It's just, it's very, like, swingy, and it's almost like a club in a lot of the depictions of the Claymore. No, it's not a Chad. It's a compensating sword that's trying to be Chad. Cutlass, however, like, come on, that is S tier, all right? Like, the Cutlass sword is just such a cool, like, it was used in piracy, like, so much. It is a slashing sword, and that's where you get the classic, you know, Pirates of the Caribbean's, like, dun 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Like, it's a cool sword. Like, I would always use a cutlass during Sidmir's. It's highly defensive. It's either the cutlass or the rapier that I would use in Sidmir's Pirates. Is this No, it's not a Dark Souls chart, but it's like there is a Dark Souls tier list that I had on the side in case this one was going to be like really bad. But so far, this thing has like a diverse range of swords, and they've labeled them all. Because there was a lot of tier lists for swords that were not labeled, and I'm gonna be frank with you, that is not a great means of like, you know, describing or like having us be able to tier things, is if we don't have an identifiable label to things. It's not like we're looking at faces here. We're looking at swords, and a lot like the Dao. There's way too many like straight and curved swords that can have similarities. Like the Dao and the Cutlass could be seen as the same sword if it wasn't for the fact that the Cutlass, meanwhile, doesn't have like a round crossguard, whereas the Dao was created earlier than the Cutlass. The Daido, I'm pretty sure this one is like has to be done two-handed. B tier, like it's in that same realm of like just compensating, like trying to be Chad, but it's not. Meanwhile, this Da, another C tier. It's a sword. It works. The Dao, I'm gonna put it higher than the arming sword. Like the Dao is just, it's got the Chinese swagger is what it has. Like I know there's like probably more like the hook swords like just down here. Like that's gonna be, that's like, you know, real Chad, but like this one here, the Dao, just it has more function and still has Chad energy. Cutlass has got that pirate swag. I accept that. Like, this is a great pirate swag. This is Zweihander best in spear sword. It's at the bottom. Well, like, it's gonna be, you know, used at the end. Dirk. This is just a stabbies. But it's a good stabbies. Like, this is used by Vikings and shit. This is like a, I'm gonna put it higher than the Claymore. It's not like enough to be an A tier in my mind because, you know, like we have Gladiuses that are, I feel like are cooler than the Dirk. So that's where I'm gonna like put the Dirk. Dirk. The Dusak. This just has a lot going on. Like, it's a curved sword. I like that, but like the crossguard is all weird. There's a cage for the handle as well. I'm gonna put it like high C, low. Actually, I'm gonna put it like, no, as much as I think that Claymore is compensating, it's not a, like the Claymore is straightforward. It's not like this Dusak here where I just feel like, oh, it's like the design just feels this. Ah, here we go, an S-Stock. This is another like Dark Souls sword. This is like huge stabbing potential and such. But it's like, god damn, it's big. Like, it doesn't need to be this big. It's a like, you should be able to do stabs like one-handed unless it's like a spear. This doesn't, like, arming sword is better than the S-Stock. Like, sure, the range isn't there, but like the S-Stock, yeah, it's a D sword. It's a B. I disagree with the Zweihander rating because it's the epitome of Central Europe medieval fighting. It's a mixture between a spear and a sword while being able to do the work of both of them. You did Hema. I feel like the Zweihander and the Claymore, they're not in the realm of, like, yes, sword, no doubt about it, but I don't think they're a mix into a spear. I think they're in a mix into, like, say, a club or something, where you can still have, like, the sharp edge, but it's a very, like, swingy, like, blunt sword into like, armor and such. I don't know if it's, like, spear would be in that realm. Ow! Blue! Ow! Fuck! Oh, Avalon is gonna just be mad with me because if they have done like a lot more fun into swords than I have. Let's see, Fallujah. We heard no sound from those objects. Oh, hang on, I'm gonna need to turn on audio captures. There we go. So now if it's Let me see what happens when shit gets thrown at me. You can half-sword it at best. Ooh. Alright. Oh my god, look at this. Look at this thick sword. My god, this has like... Oh, what are... Janissaries, I think they were called. This has some Janissary, like, swagger to it. I put it higher than the sock. I don't know if I would put it at, like, the same... actually... Is your basic butcher's sword? The butterfly sword is a basic butcher's sword. Like... Maybe? Yeah, actually, yeah, no, I'm gonna put it here. It's up there for sure. Faux, my god, this thing is too fucking long. Down there. Meanwhile, this Hirangi. Okay. Looking is a Spanish Venetian. Okay, so it's not Janissaries, because Janissaries I'm pretty sure are Turk. This Firangi, it's huge and slashing. They don't do a really good job of being able to like present scale too often. So yeah, because like I've seen the butterfly sword. It like they almost like I'm having to rely on the length of the handle to get an understanding of like whether it's, you know, a one-handed or two-handed thing. Like the Sinkella and the butterfly sword are definitely one-handed and they feel very daggery. Janissaries use something of a scimitar and derivatives. Oh yeah, that's down somewhere past here. But yeah, I'm looking at this Firangi and it reminds me of the Terraria sword for some reason. Like, hang on a sec. So, Terraria Terra sword. Like, for some reason, like, the look of this blade here reminds me of this, like, for some reason. It just makes me think of that. Yeah, no, I'm gonna put it there for a bit. So yeah, because I'm a little, like, cautious of adding too many things into B. Falacia, it's same sort of area as, like, the Bilio over here. What is with this fucking curved, like, nah. I'm sorry, but the handle just does not sit with me with, like, get that Count Dooku shit out of here. Ah, yes, Gladius, here it is, Gladius. Fucking A tier, this thing. Fucking love it. It's not, like, this... Alright, so, Bastard Sword. That is a European swagger. The Cutlass is a pirate swagger. And the Gladius, that is some Roman and arena swagger. That's, like, hell yeah. Everyone knows what a fucking Gladius is, and it's awesome. Harpy, meanwhile, like, nah. It's better than a Bronze Age sword for sure, but, like, that hook? No thanks. Hook swords. I remember seeing these a lot. It's just a bigger bastard sword and better balanced. You have to hold the Claymore two-handed. I don't think people would normally hold Claymores one-handed. The bastard sword at least gives you the option. Alright, hook swords. Let's... Like, I remember seeing these in Avatar: The Last Airbender. And they looked really cool for, like disarming purposes and such. I don't know if they would... I feel like they're in that realm of, like, you know, ninja weapons, for instance, where they weren't meant to be, like, hyper-violent, effective killing. They were serving some strange purpose in terms of deflections. You can wield a bastard sword, but you don't have the range. The two-handedness is not for the range. The two-handed is for the control and power. The Claymore is two-handed by requirement in order to get both the swing and the range. The Bastard Sword is two-handed for the option of control and power. Alright? If you wanted range, spear if you wanted range. But we're not talking about range here. We're talking about swords and the mix of, like, power and chadness to them. So yeah, because I feel like most people, even with myself, I'm thinking these hook swords would be kind of cool as, like, they have the Chinese swagger to them. But the thing is that, like, there's better, like, Chinese swords out there. Like, the Dao, for instance, is a really fucking good sword. I'm gonna put him, like, low B for now. Huando. Oh, this is just a fucking katana that's, like, extra long, so B for now. Huandondo. B. Jian. Ah, yeah. Now, okay, so the Jian was, that was Sokka's sword in Avatar: The Last Airbender during Season 3 when he trained under the Sword Master, and they created a blade, and they went with a meteor rock. And there's actually, like, some reasons to go for meteor rocks over, you know, some of the stuff you get, like, depending on the age. Like, in today's age, meteor rocks are not that, you know, great as some of our, like, crazy metallurgy combined metals and such. But I think during the age of Avatar: The Last Airbender, the meteor rock was a very mystical property because it was a much denser sort of purity than standard weapons, and they haven't yet swapped on over into refined steels at that time. So there was something to it. Like, low A at this point. I like it. The callus, like, I'm looking at this sword and it makes me, like, if this, the Jian, it feels like it was drawn.
Be so fine, then boom.
Boom. Morning. Hopefully you guys heard that. Hopefully the sound alert went through. The callus makes me think like a kid was drawing a sword without a ruler to help. That's what it makes me think of. Like, look at this wobbliness. Like, why? Why is it there? And it's not even, like, straight. Like, D. It reminds me of a kid drawing their sword. What the fuck is with this? It's got, like, a little bulge to it. Like, and it's way too... Ow! What the fuck, Avalon? Let's see if it works. Hopefully you guys are hearing all the sounds. That's the important bit. Because that's meant to be, like, audio captures and such. Hi there, Michael. Welcome to the stream. Yet no sound? Okay, hang on. Why is there... Maybe I do need to turn on the desktop audio. The problem is that it starts... Oop. Like, I can't have the Harris Heller music. Oh, maybe I just need to, like, play it in the background. Hang on a sec. Nothing on the throw, but the other one did? Okay, so... 58 himbo, fairly good. Alrighty then. Let me do a slight adjustment then. Twitch. Where's my Harris Heller music? Music. Ambient. 6%. Oh, my folder isn't wanting to play. All right. All right, let's add that to the VLC playlist then. Nope, fuck that. All right. Oh yeah, lo-fi. This is what we want. Add. All right. Here we go. It's not hacks, okay? It's not hacks, all right? You just need to get that better. Like, besides, it's very accurate. Like, watch as Blue gets rated. Maximum cute from Blue Fox over there. Alright, let's see how our moderator goes. 64% ain't bad. Respectable numbers over there. I'm very cute. This game, this is rigged. Look, let's not question who's cuter, like who's cute and not cute, alright? Let me just... 25. I think 25 is a better volume. Maybe I need to make a thing where moderators... Maybe moderators need, like, a natural boost to, like, 10 or something. Alright, the Castani. This is just... Yeah, same sort of thing as the Ivano. The Katana. Can you refine my points? Going to be redeeming the throw a lot of stuff so we can test the audio. Oh, wait, hang on. Let's see what happens. Throw a lot of stuff. Yep, okay, you can hear it. But yeah. I have it where those redeems in particular are auto accepted because, you know, it's being done by a machine. I don't have to press into them. And they're not like, you know, something like the TTS bot or something. All right. Back to the important blade at hand. Also, how dare you bring a knife into this into my streams? I know we're looking at swords right now, but you must remember, Blue, I have a gun, and your little mascot is in the way of my gun right now. Alright. The whole reason this thing started, and why I made it like a channel community challenge, is the katana. Everyone, like, it has that Japanese swagger to it. Everyone knows what a katana is. My mother knows what a katana is. My sister, whole tons of people, weebs and non-weebs know what a katana is. However, way too many weebs are getting behind the katana, being like, oh, it's the greatest sword in the world. It is exactly the kind of sword that you should have in your home. And it's like, fuck off with that shit. The katana was cool when iron was like the core choice, because they did the whole, like, you know, folding and refolding. But as we have seen, when they go up against bastard swords, claymores, or most European shit that we are popular with now, your mom knows what a katana is. They're cool as hell. My mom is, like, the coolest mom, like, in my chats, okay? Or she hasn't, like, come into these chats, but she is the coolest mom, okay? She is, like, stonks as F. She works in a veterinary specialist, so she gets to look at, like, a lot of cute animals and has to handle, like, some dangerous ones, like, snakes and such. But she also rock climbs. My mom could kick most moms' asses. She is just that stonks. Mama Zeebs is the best. You're not... Nope. My mom is her own woman. No man or woman is going to be stealing my mom. She is a strong, independent woman, but I will defend her if I have to. Alright. Back to the katana. Like, it is, like, cooler than a lot of these things. Better than that, better than that. Like, but the minute we get into, like, you know, all this shit, like the E-stalks, the claymore and such, it falls flat. Like, a lot of it is on that Japanese swagger and how it's like the samurai sword and all that shit. But whenever people talk about, oh, in a realistic scenario, the katana would beat out the longsword, it's like, no, it wouldn't. Does your dad know what a katana is? Yeah, no, my dad knows what a katana is. So yeah, he gave me a Spartan helm as well, because he did costumes and shit, so he does a lot of, like, dress up and such. It's really fun. But yeah, a lot of people, you know, think that katana is, like, top tier, but the fact of the matter is that the minute you start comparing it to a lot more swords, it's hard stuck in iron is what it is. Like the Estoc, the Claymore, the Phalagian, the Dao, the Arming, the Gladius, the Cutlass, the Bastard. They're all like better. Because here's the thing, is that the Bastard sword is a good slashing sword and a good stabbing sword. The Katana does a lot of like slashing, but the stabby isn't all that great. And the minute you try and chop with it, oh, it's gonna bend. Like, they've done this test of like having the Katana try and smack at a Claymore. The Claymore is thick as fuck. The Claymore is a stonk thick. It's a compensating stonk thick, but it still is going to best the Katana. This, meanwhile, it's a fucking, like... This is when someone wants a spicy knuckle duster, this Qatar. Oh my god, this thing is just a lot. Kellis, I don't... What is with this fucking pistol handle? No. D tier. Another weirdie. Ah, the Kopesh. This is what the in the film, or sorry, not in the film, in the TV show Game of Thrones, they made, I think they have a shorter version of the Kopesh. No, probably not. All right. The Kopesh is neat. The Kopesh is better than all. The Kopesh is amazing in the slashing because of its design. It was also like really cool for chariots and raids. This sword right here is a very, like, this is the Egyptian Chad, and there was a Bronze Age collapse, and the Egyptians, I'm fairly sure, somehow survived that shit. So it's better than like a lot of this shit. I would definitely put it above the spicy knuckle dusters. Butterfly, yep, better than all those. The Total War Warhammer Usha Beatsies, they use Kopeshes. Wait, don't the skeleton dudes, like the immortal skeletons, don't they use Kopeshes as well in their melee? Actually, no, I'm gonna rank this higher than the katana for sure. Because even though everyone knows what a katana is, and you know, we've had this talk before about like it's just hard stuck in iron, but everyone keeps talking about it because all the Japanese mangas, you know, they love their utilization of the katanas. Quite frankly, like this. I'm gonna put it low S. Like, because the Kopesh, a lot of it is being pushed by, it's a unique design during the time it was made. It is very quintessential Egyptian swagger. It is, quite frankly, a Chad blade as well, considering, like, all the different blade designs we're getting. However, we are talking about a blade that was popularized during the Bronze Age. Like, this, like, these Kopeshes, like, so much of it is going high, but, like, I don't see it, like, outclassing, say, a cutlass or a bastard sword in terms of, like, material and like, this, like, a little bit of the swagger. Like, it's fucking awesome. I just don't know if I'd put it, like, top of S. Like, anyone, like, if someone told me, like, their favorite sword is the Kopesh, that is like, that's top tier. This it reminds me of The Mandalorian season 2. Well, now there's a man who knows their history. Like, they know different sword designs. There's more out there than a cutlass and a gladius. They know their swords. They've had their fun. They've probably gone through this tier list themselves. Killage. Yeah, I'm gonna put that in the same thing as... Actually, I'm gonna put it higher than... I'm gonna put it somewhere in the same sort of area as there. The Messer. Like, simple design. Quite like it. I'd put it at, like, same sort of... Actually, you know what? The Daidao, I'm gonna put lower. Like... The Killage is the Janissary sword. Okay. I thought the Messer was, quite frankly. That's it. Oh, the Kukuri. Okay. Hey there, Titus. You're hoping everything is well? I'm going all right. We're going through a sword tier list right now. And so far, like, Avalon is, like, probably a better swords expert in the chat than I am, because they've, like, what was their comment? That they what's a Mahuzi? They did HEMA? I don't know what HEMA is. I'm trying to remember the acronym. But I'm pretty sure that's, like, a step up from, you know, Civil War reenactments. Like, HEMA. Give me a sec. Sword. There we go. What is a HEMA sword? HEMA combat. Yeah, so it's like historical European martial arts. Ah, okay. It is today that I learned that Europeans knew martial arts. I honestly thought they would just, like, you know, go at it like boxers or some shit, but yeah, fair enough. The Kukuri, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is something I would actually want. I don't want a katana in my, like... This is my personal fave, quite frankly. Like, it just enters into a boxing as a martial art. Dude, I am dumb as fuck, alright? Like, I am himbo as fuck. Like, look at my shirt. Look at my shirt. Look what it says here. Like, look at my chart as well. So much of this is, like, a lot of it is based on the fact of, like, the swagger and the chadness of a lot of these weapons. Ah! Angrel! You can't be taking my shirt. We're around some really sharp blades. Hi. Alright, but yeah, the Kukuri I quite love. I remember seeing these, like, because we had a Kanjar at, like, when we were in Dubai and such, and I remember the Kukuri being, like, another evolution of it. It's not safe for work. Or, no, wait. It's not safe for work. There's no nipples, see? There's no nipples whatsoever. Alrighty. The Langdai... Oh, my fucking D tier. Lindau... Alright. That's better than the... Like, it looks cooler than the spicy knuckle duster right here. Yes! Fuck yeah, look at these muscles! Look at the gun show! Alright. Hey, longsword! There we go. This is, like, very, like... Actually, you know what? A. I'm gonna put this A, and it's gonna be above the arming sword for sure. Like, this is a solid A, the long sword. Not as cool as, like, the bastard sword, because way too many fantasies are using the bastard sword than long sword. But the long sword, that's like, actually, you know what? High A. It's not enough to put it into S rank because of some things, but stock in B, I cry. You should have got it in sooner, Wolk. You should have got it into, like, all the discussion. Avalon needs a buddy. Avalon very much needed someone, because they're saying that the Claymore and the Zweihander are, like, you know, A tier. Alright, what the fuck is a man... That's not even a full image. Okay, I'm gonna need to Google that one. Mandao. Alright, hang on a second. Oh, it's not even a... It's a knife? What the fuck is that? Okay, this is the most fantasy sword I've seen. Listen, if I want to murder hobo someone, I will use a Zweihander. Straight up delete someone. Let's not get to the Zweihander. That's over in the Z's. Look at this sword. Look at the fucking, like, design on the back half. Like, what the what? Hang on, let me zoom in on this thing. Like, what? This is such a huge fantasy sword. Like, they just have, like, all these intricate... Jesus Christ. We're trying to be creative with katanas by having, like, the little what's a Muhuzi thingy-madiggy? Like the different, like the little shapes that are inside the blade to demote like, you know, quenched edges and none-quenched. Meanwhile, it looks like yeah, exactly. It looks like a weapon from Monster Hunter. Like, you could scale that up to like one of the colossal swords and it would fit in perfectly as a colossal weapon in Dark Souls or as a weapon in Monster Hunter. Like, look at the fucking scabbard it is in. No, they're not. Lang shouldn't use them. Looks like a weapon. There's not many accounts of them being used in combat. Alright, what's the history? Is a traditional weapon of the Dayak people of Borneo. Okay, so it's an Indonesian sword. It's also known as the Farang Long, Iban, the Mallet, the Bang, Baru. Jesus. It's mostly ceremonial, however, a less elaborate version called the Ambang used as an everyday practical tool. Ah, so it's definitely more knife than sword. Characteristics is the blade of shit. As a symbol of the Dayak culture, is frequently depicted in various ways. Parliamentary organizations were named after their weapon and sinew. Dude, that is a like that. Okay, that sword there does not do it justice. If we have something like this, like. Jesus Christ. And this is like, these were made in like, what, 1927? No, come on. When did they start being done? Jesus. Like, antler and deer. Like, this is a like, holy shit. That's a good Oh, God, that's got that. The Mandao has some cool energy to it. It's not a good sword because it's too... I just realized, like, you two are just having, like, a fucking, like, fight over the Zweihander. Okay, this is just, like, lower than a katana. Nimbor, Ding, Nimcha, low B. Actually, no. It's getting a little crowded. Alright, you, however, you can go further down. A Ninjato. Oh, this is just, like... This feels like a light katana, like... I gotta go through these things a lot faster. Okay, Nintendo, high C, the Nodachi, higher than the Nintendo, low B. Here we go. Fanbis, D. Parang, B. The Pata. Around about here. Polwar. Here. The Rapier. Oh, shit. The Rapier is like... Sounds like Lego. Alright, Rapier, however... Nah, it's an A. It's a low A. Well, maybe it's mid. What? Look. Avalon, alright? The Rapier gets so much more usage than the Zweihander and the Claymore, okay? We have, like, 18th and 19th century... Rapiers are... These are a fucking deadly stabby boys, okay? This is a very spicy stab. Alright? These are... This is spicy, alright? And we have seen a lot of usage. And what's more is... Yeah, the fuck it does. It's only good for... He's got no edge. Exactly! Like, low A. It's like really low A. But here's the thing is they're used so much. We were still using them during the 20th century. Like, sure, they got outclassed by, like, cutlasses and shit, but... Alright, this... B. The ring sword. Oh, like... high B. No, wait. Just hits into that classic. Alright. Nah, it's not higher than a Kijik, but it is higher than most of the Japanese shit. It's literally the sort of oppression by the nobles upon the peasantry. It was used... Still, so I'm gonna just veg. I'll see you later. Alrighty then. Get well, Titus. Hopefully you do better. I'm gonna try stab 3 dung-covered fellows. Look! The rapier was also used by so many people during the French times. It was a case of, I'm gonna throw a gauntlet at you for a fight, and everyone had a rapier, okay? Not everyone had a Zweihander or a fucking claymore. Everyone had a rapier. Meanwhile, this thing is just a piece of shit. Saber! Okay, Saber. Fucking A tier right here, alright? S. Actual people use clubs and maces. No. Why you gotta ruin my fantasy like this? Saber, however, is the upgrade to the cutlass. Alright? Like, sure, it has this, like, general, like, toitiness to it, but come on, like, post-piracy, the saber was cool. Like, fucking, like, awesome. Like, saber was so fucking cool. Like, just... It's... Nothing beats a pointy stick. Scimitar. Ah, yes. Fucking A tier, actually. It's a very... Uses a wobbly blade. Wobbly blade. The saber's not that wobbly. Don't be ridiculous. It's not that wobbly. Hang on. Avalon, Wilk. Before we go any further, I want to know, how do we pronounce this? Look at this sword right here. S-E-A-X. I'm going to check in with the TTS ball. Let's see what it sounds like. Oh, I don't have the thingy-majiggy ready. Hang on a sec. I forgot to turn on something. CX. Nah, it's sex. Minimize this. This is sex right here. This says sex. Alright? I may be himbo, but that's sex right there. S-E-A-X.
Sex.
What?
Sex.
Wait, hang on. I need a non-Australian voice for this one. Have I made Wilkes speak Australian? Damn it, I made Wilkes speak Australian. If anyone is a subscriber, exclamation point say, and then you should be able to have it say something. I think Avalon... Oh no, Avalon's not. This is the sex sword. Like, fucking A. Like,
You are a bean.
Shut up, Blue. I'm not a bean.
Avalon Hoss wanted me to say sax.
Hot.
Sax.
Quote 33. I have no other friends.
God damn it, Blue. Why must you remind me of this? Why? Shushmir. I'm gonna put you, like, kind of high up there. Shushika. Ooh, you're cool. I like you. Gonna put you, like, there. Hi there, Sky. Oh. We're like over halfway, I think. We're getting closer and closer to like the end here. This is a very Crescent mood. Is the small Showtech you wanted? It just feels like so... I feel like it's a low...
I am your friend Zeebs.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you for considering me, for being considered. It's so cursed IRL. It looks cursed IRL. Like, look at it. It's a fucking... This looks like something Moon Knight would play with. Stab yourself in the eye. Yeah, you guys are just convincing me. Like, come on. Nothing is gonna, like, it is lower than the fucking Qatar here, which is just a spicy knuckle duster. Look at this thing. This is a spicy knuckle duster, and I would trust that before I trust this Shotoll. Oh, Sika, same sort of thing. Actually, you know what? Fucking fucking, like, D tier here. Shiak Pyong. It's definitely better than the spicy knuckle. Small sword. Nah, it's not better than all those. It's not better than a... It's a very... Polynesian swords are wacky. Spadroon. This just feels like a... This feels like an imitation. Like, no, see, like... Losi. Spatha. This looks like fucking... Slightly longer, but... Nah. C tier. Oh, I remember the Surik. This I remember playing in Assassin's Creed Revelations. Is the evolution of the Gladius. Yeah, it just feels like you didn't need to upgrade the Gladius. It did what it needed to do. The Surik, meanwhile, like, hell yeah, that was pretty cool. Topsy. Taboa. No, fuck that. Talawar. Oh my goodness, the Tega Talwar. Okay, I need a better look of this thing. Hold on a sec. Talwar. Teba Tal. I can't even spell that. Okay, Tega. Oh, it's just called a Telwar. What the fuck? Jesus, their scabbards are fucking, like, crazy. Produced in the early 1300s, and the classic form in the 1500s. With a unique disc hilt. Okay, they've done that. They've done it dirty. Because, like... Oh, I'm gonna put that, like... Jesus! I'm gonna put that, like, here. Tisagi, put you at D. Viking sword, however. I put you in the same sort of areas, like, low A, high B. I'm gonna put you higher than the Dirk sword. But I feel like this, like, Viking sword, I feel like is just in the same realm as the, where is it? As the arming sword here. Just, like, different region. Yeah, no, that one looks like a fucking fantasy sword right there. Like, that one looks like low fantasy. I'm gonna put you, like, here. Yatchan. Jesus Christ, the length of this fucking, like, the length of this sword, Jesus. You're better than a Ninjato, but, like, my god, like... No, actually, lower. This feels like the Japanese Zweihander. It feels way too long. That one, oh my god. Like, we already have a cool scimitar. You didn't need to do that. Same as you. Ah, yes. The Zweihander. Jesus fucking Christ. S tier, you accept no subject. Look, the Zweihander is going up against a bastard sword, the cutlass, the gladius, the kukri, the khopesh, and the saber. It's not S tier, okay? Jesus. It's fucking huge. It's like, I commented on, where is it? I commented on, like, the callus looks like a sword drawn by a child. Like, you know, on the sheet of paper. There's nothing straight about it. The Zweihander, I feel like, is a sword designed by a kid who got a ruler and a protractor. Chop cavalry like a Chad. It's just so big and impractical. It's like when you see the Buster sword in Final Fantasy VII, where you just... Nah. Swinging before you get poked to death. Like... Some spice, like, these are some spicy... That's why it had a big fuck-off scabbard. Oh, thank you, Wilk. I forgot. Moderators can, like, pick things. All right. Fair enough. All right. It's not D. We can establish it's not D. I'd put it at B. It's better than these. It's better than the one. The da da da. Da, da, da. I'd put it higher than a katana, quite honestly, because it is... It's got that intimidation factor, I'll be honest with you. It's better than a sex, come on. Look, nothing's better than sex. Nothing is better than the sex, okay? Like, the name alone is already pushing it. It's intimidating. Quote me. Quote me. There we go. Avalon really wants me to put this to S tier, don't they? I keep looking at it. It's too big. The Zweihander is a fucking weird sword, is what it is. It's not useful enough to be S tier. Also, the like, look. All right, hang on. Let me just put you back. Let me just put you. Where did it put you? Where the fuck is... Where's the... Oh, Jesus, there it is. No. It's impractical. It's just too big. It's just not the kind of sword... Also, I think I broke my, It's deceptively fast. I feel like it's deceptively wide swings. Thank you, Ingrol, for, Thank you for adding in that quote. I quite like it. 45. Excellent. It's a low A is what it is, okay?
Quote 45. Nothing is better than sax.
Nothing is better than sex. Exactly. Thank you. Like, come on. Like, it's... I'll give it to you. It's definitely, like, it's cooler and more intimidating. The Estok, the Claymore, the Viking sword. Deceptively, except you can swing the direction mid-fight and smack him. Can you post links? Yeah, no, you're allowed to post links. Back over to this chart. Where did I... There's the Zweihander. Yeah, no. Isn't grounded in IRL. Yeah, no, I understood that. But the Zweihander was definitely in more the realm of, like, reality than fantasy with a lot of their swords, is what I'm saying. But yeah, the Zweihander, I'm keeping to, like, A tier, quite frankly. It's there, okay? It's there. It's just way too big. It's very, like, ceremonial looking.